Okay.
All right. We're going to go ahead and turn our key over 1. The reason why that honks is because our door is open. Okay. So we're going to let our system do its self-check. It does take a little while. And you see all these symbols up here. Once these all clear, we can go ahead and start our machine.
Okay.
A lot of things to self-check. Okay. So what I want you to do is with that drive key up there, go ahead and turn and hold until the engine fires up. Okay. So now we got our drive engine. So what we're looking at right here on our panel is the one with the exclamation mark. That's going to be our auxiliary engine.
Yeah.
So what that's showing is our DEF and our fuel. This is our drive engine, DEF, fuel. This is our air. This right here is going to be our miles. So 10135, and it'll show our miles per hour. One next to that is our drive engine RPMs. This is showing our tractor steer. So what that's showing is our front tractor wheels are going to turn, our rear tractor wheels are locked.
Okay.
Coming up down here, this is going to be our RPMs for our broom, our PSI. This is our broom speed, or ground speed. So when you're out plowing, ground speed 3 is a good number to be at for almost any snow. If it's really heavy, wet stuff, it is not uncommon to bring that ground speed up to 4 or 5. I'll show you how to adjust that a little bit later on. This is going to be your percentage for your air blowers in the rear. This will be for your auxiliary engine RPMs. One important thing to know about your auxiliary engine RPMs is when we fire it up, it's going to be sitting somewhere between 900 and 1,000. Just like our broom that we showed you last week, we want our auxiliary engine RPMs somewhere between 1,700 and 1,800.
Okay.
This is our trailer diagram. Our trailer wheels are straight right now. It's got a green box around it. Once we start turning those trailer wheels, this is going to pop up orange. You always want to visually see that through your mirror, not always go off this box, but this box does help.
Okay.
Alright. So first things first, this is always going to be our main menu button. So our main menu button is showing us a lot of different stuff right here. We're not worried about that. We hit it again. See, it pops up a couple different windows.
Yep.
Modes is what we are worried about.
Okay.
So in our selection buttons here, we're going to select modes.
Yep.
Lock and unlock. That is going to be for our plow mount.
Okay.
So I'm going to press down and I'm going to hold unlock. I heard it, I seen it. I have a symbol here showing that it's unlocked. We have the buzzer going off indicating it's unlocked. We go ahead, get under our plow, we lift our plow all the way up, we come back into the screen, press and hold lock. We heard it, we seen it, our buzzer went off, our symbol is showing locked. This is when we're going to get out of our machine, visually inspect our plow locks, make sure they are through the plow.
Okay.
If you're not able to do that for whatever reason, you're going to put your plow down on the ground, make sure that plow is firmly secured to that bracket.
Okay.
That's really all we're worried about in the main menu screen.
Okay.
Information 1. It's a lot of pattern increase, decrease, nozzle coordinates. We don't have to worry about this. This is something that the mechanics will worry about if they have to come adjust your broom or anything's wrong with your air nozzles or your pattern.
And they can see that from the back monitor, right? Okay.
Yeah. Information 2. A lot of the same stuff, right? Some things that we don't have to worry about. There is an arrow. We're to select our arrow. So we know when we put this in drive, our beacons come on. The only beacon that we have to turn on manually is our trailer light.
Okay.
So that green light means it's active. That's deactivated.
Okay.
Uncradle and cradle. So this is going to be for our broom. This is where it's going to start getting a little tricky. So I'm going to come down to uncradle. I'm going to press and hold. We're going to feel that broom lift up out of the brackets. No, we're not, because the rear engine's not on. So I'll get back to this. Okay, let's try that again. Now press and hold uncradle. You're going to feel it lift up. And we'll let that button go. We'll come back to uncradle, press and hold. Swing it out. So it's going to swing itself out. It's going to move up and down. Once it stops moving, I can let go of this button.
Okay.
It's done moving. Let it go. Information 3. There is another arrow. There's nothing left.
Okay.
We're not worried about anything but cradle, uncradle, and trailer lights and information 2. Best way to remember that is information 2, second screen.
Okay.
Information 3. This is where we get into our control steer and our trailer steer. So I can go down to control. It's going to show trailer steer is active. We want to shut that off because we want control of that trailer. Come up here, shut that off. Now we got
Trailer steering align.
Trailer steer align, trailer steer right, trailer steer left. Or, yeah.
Reversed, but yeah.
So this is how I can look back there and I can adjust my wheels to wherever I want them to go.
Okay.
Don't always rely on the trailer steer. I like to tell everybody, use it more of an aid. When you need it, use it. It'll get you out of some tight spots. It'll help you with parking. It'll help you come out of your parking spot. Just don't use it as your only hope of backing up.
Okay.
Once you're done with that, once you're aligned in your parking spot or aligned wherever you have to go, you go ahead and select your trailer steer again. And now the machine has control of that trailer once again. One thing to keep in mind, it's up to you, it's your comfort level. A lot of operators will turn off the trailer steer once they go through gate 62. If you turn off your trailer steer, this machine is a tractor trailer at that point.
Okay.
You don't have any assist with that trailer. So like I said, if you keep it on, please always know what that trailer is doing behind you. Because it's going to follow whatever you're doing up here. So we know that our miles are right there. Our last gauge, that's our hours. That's all our other information. Degrees, voltage, all that good stuff. You have your regen modes, but we already know with other machines we've been in, if it ever goes into regen, we let it do its thing.
Yep.
This is our tractor steering. We come down to our steering functions. So what we're looking at right here is what we're in now. Our tractor front tires are going to steer. Our rear wheels are locked. This one is all wheel steer. This is crab mode. Please don't go into crab mode. There is no reason we usually use it.
Okay.
This one is our rear wheels are going to turn, our front wheels are going to stay straight.
Okay.
The only two you're concerned about are those two.
Okay.
Most operators stay right in there. This almost feels like you're floating. It's, if you ever go into that function, please always be careful because you can jackknife this thing driving straight. it will turn that sharp.
Okay.
So the way that you switch steering modes is, you see how these arrows are light gray right now?
Yeah.
You got to have those arrows light gray, then you can select the different steering function.
Okay.
So say if I had this turned where it was dark gray and I tried to go back to my original steering function, it's not going to lock it into place for me. It's going to flash like that until I bring it back to a neutral setting.
Okay.
So see how I brought it back to neutral and it locked right into place?
Yeah.
We're good to go. These last two on this side, that is cruise control. I've never seen anybody use it. So if you ever figure out a reason to use it, please let me know.
Sure.
So any questions so far about what we've gone through on our main screen?
Nothing yet.
All right. Okay, so our broom is deployed right now. We're going to work our way over here. So just like our broom, we're going to want to squeeze the trigger. We want our joystick active with the green light.
Yep.
If this ever gets lifted up and put back down, you're going to always have to activate your trigger. Working from top, left to right. This is broom on, broom off. So we're going to select that. Green light, indicate active.
Okay.
Broom speed, increase, decrease. So we're going to bring that ground speed up to 1. We can look back, we can see our broom is spinning.
Okay, yeah.
One touch button. So your one touch is going to sync everything up. It's going to sync up your plow, your broom, your air blowers. So we're going to want to select that. This is our key for our auxiliary engine. It's a press and hold. We're going to look over at our RPMs. Once that starts to raise, we can let go of that button. Auxiliary engine RPM increase and decrease. So like I said, when you're actually out plowing, I want to raise those up to somewhere between 17 and 1800. Let that motor do some of the work. Coming down here, this is our air blowers on and off. I'll also select that. Air blower increase, decrease. Usually air blowers, you can just boost those up to 100. Unless it's a light fluffy snow, then you probably won't need your air blowers at all.
Yeah.
Vibrate function. So some of these machines have a vibrator on top of the broom itself to get some of that snow off. But
yep.
This does not have that function.
Okay.
Another gauge cluster, just like we've seen up there. This is going to be for the information for our auxiliary engine. So press that. Now we have our hours for our auxiliary.
Okay.
We got a big number panel right here. Lots of numbers, right?
Yep.
Number 1. That's going to be your plow manual. So anytime that you're hooking up a plow blade, you're going to want to be in 1. So I'm going to select 1. Now I can move my plow bracket. When I stop moving my joystick, my plow bracket stops.
Okay.
So I'm not chasing it back and forth like it would be an auto. Once I have my plow connected, I can come over to 2, and that's plow auto. So I got plow auto on, I got my one touch button on, I'm now synced up. So if I kick it to the left, it's automatically going to do it. Back to the right, everything's moving forward.
Okay.
This is not fail-safe, right? So when I was an operator, I would double hit this to make sure everything was moving. I wouldn't just hit it once and just expect it to move.
Right.
Because sometimes operators do get hung up like that, where their plow is going left but their broom is still going right. There's a couple different reasons why that happens. That's one of the reasons. Number 8. This is going to be for my underblade. So number 8 is underblade auto. So I can select that if you ever need your underblade. Number 3 is going to be curling that underblade forward. Number 9 is going to curl it back towards the body. Best thing to remember with this is to get a good angle on that underblade. 3 threes. So I'm going to hit it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I don't even have to look at it. I know there's a good angle.
Okay.
Anytime I set my underblade down, every 2 or 3 times, I'm going to want to lift everything back up. I'm going to want to curl that all the way back and come back to my 3 threes to reset that angle. Sometimes it likes to lay flat, so that's how you'll reset it. Last but not least, we're going to get to the joystick. So we know squeezing the trigger is going to activate it. We got our green light. Top left button. I'm just going to press it. It's going to pick up my whole snow shield and it's going to dump snow.
Okay, yeah.
Since I have everything in auto and I have my one touch button on, it's going to set back down for me and reset itself.
Okay.
This is going to be for my deflector back there. So up and down. This is one important thing to know. It's clicking this all the way up. I have control of everything that's in front of me. So just my plow. Clicking it all the way back, I have everything that's behind me. My plow's going to stay stationary. Everything behind me is going to move.
Okay.
If it's in the middle, I have control of everything.
So if you're automatic, if you have it set to where everything's synced up, it starts to move left, you hit it down and move it the other way, it'll only move the broom, for example.
Yep.
So that's one of the other reasons that could happen. Okay.
And sometimes during, if there's a light dusting out there and they just need brooms only, I'm just going to select that down. I'm just going to use my broom.
Okay.
Hey, if you have your underblade on, you can control your underblade also with it down like that.
What's that?
Okay, so if you push it down and you have your underblade on, you can control your broom and your underblade.
Yep. Yep.
But not the front lever.
Underblades are used, usually it's used when the foreman or manager advises you to use it. A lot of compacted snow, a lot of ice events, stuff like that, you'll rely heavily on your underblade. Other than that, you can just leave that off until told to use it. The joystick has a lot of functions. These numbers have a lot of functions. There's cheat sheets right up here.
Okay. Yep.
So as you can see, some of those numbers don't apply to us, like the liquid. It does have a function where you can use your underblade in manual. Some do, some don't. Some just like having everything auto, so when they hit their joystick to the left, everything's going to the left. If you have your underblade in manual for whatever reason, now you're holding your joystick to the left until it makes its way completely to the left.
Okay.
Other than that, that is the MB. Now I can open it up for questions, comments, concerns.
Nothing right now. If I think of any, I'll save them for you.
Perfect. So I'm glad you recorded this because this right here, all your lights that are illuminated like this is how you want to see it when you come out onto the pad or onto Zoom.
Okay.
This is what it's going to look like every time.
Good to know.